Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Tuesday, October 14, 2025. And in the news this evening, body of woman found with a knife embedded in the neck in Manchester. The body of a 54-year-old woman was found in the rural community of Sherhampton in northwest Manchester on Tuesday morning with a wound to the head and a knife embedded in the neck. Police have not yet named the deceased. Preliminary reports are that the woman reportedly left a shop in the community, which is located between Huntley and Maidstone, sometime after 9 p.m. on Monday. Police said residents stumbled on the woman's body on Tuesday morning along the roadway in the area. Decomposed body found in Linstead. The police are now investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a man after his decomposed body was found in time and the patient's Linstead in St. Catherine. The identity of the man has not yet been revealed. Commanding officer of the St. Catherine North Division, Senior Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, told the news that the man was found sometime around 6:40 a.m. on Tuesday. He said the police do not suspect foul play in connection with his death. Shantina died from blunt trauma, police say. A post-mortem has confirmed that a Christian high school student, Shantina Sargent, 13, died from blunt force trauma, even as detectives are awaiting forensic evidence to determine who is to be charged with her murder. Charred remains believed to be Shantina's were found under a sink and beside a burnt-out refrigerator at her family home in Baileystown, Clarendon, a week ago. A senior police source said the teen's father, Lawrence Sargent, was questioned in the presence of his attorney on Monday. "We are still awaiting certain investigative processes because we are treating with charred remains. The post-mortem was done already and it revealed blunt force trauma," the source said. DNA swabbing was done on Shantina's father and another family member as part of the police's probe. "We just want to confirm all of that before we properly identify the body, even though at this stage we have no doubt," the source said. Lawrence Sargent was arrested in Old Harbour, St. Catherine last Friday, 4 days after the charred remains, believed to be those of his daughter, were found behind their home in Baileystown, Clarendon. Teen mom and a baby among 4 missing people found in Manchester. 14-year-old Kenalia Burton, otherwise known as KK, and her 10-month-old daughter, Kira Burton, who were reported missing earlier this week, have been found. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, confirmed that Burton and her daughter were located in Mandeville on Monday. They were reportedly found in the company of 2 other 14-year-old students who were also reported missing from Manchester. Burton and her daughter were handed over to the Santa Cruz police and later released into the custody of her guardians. She is expected to attend a court in St. Elizabeth on Tuesday, October 14, 2025. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency was also reportedly notified of the incident. Elderly man killed in crash on Spanish Town Road. A 75-year-old St. Catherine man died from injuries he sustained in a vehicular crash along St. John's Road in Spanish Town on Monday night. He has been identified as Dennis Campbell, an unemployed resident of 95 St. John's Road in the parish. Reports are that about 8:40 p.m. on October 13, 2025, Campbell was walking along the roadway when, upon reaching the vicinity of 101 St. John's Road, he was hit by a 2017 Toyota Succeed motor car. He sustained serious injuries and was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The 33-year-old driver of the vehicle was warned for prosecution. The Spanish Town Traffic Department is investigating the incident. Submachine gun seized in St. Andrews South Police Division. A high-powered submachine gun was seized by members of the St. Andrew South Police during an early morning operation on Tuesday. Reports are that about 6:10 a.m., a team of detectives from the Hunts Bay Criminal Investigations Branch conducted a snap operation at an open lot near the Oak Glades Health Center, Kingston 13. During a search of the area, the lawmen discovered one Mac 11 9mm submachine gun loaded with a magazine containing 2 live 9mm rounds. The firearm was found concealed inside an old refrigerator. No arrest was made in connection with the seizure. However, investigations are ongoing. Firearm found on church premises in St. Elizabeth. A Smith & Wesson revolver was reportedly found at a church in the Carisbrooke district of the Magotay area in St. Elizabeth on Sunday. Reports from the head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, are that at approximately 7 p.m., a team of officers acting on intelligence conducted an operation at a church in the area. Upon arrival, the officers reportedly conducted a thorough search of the compound. During the search, the firearm was discovered wrapped in an orange piece of cloth near the rear of the perimeter fence. No one was arrested. Man charged for allegedly leaking sex tape of his ex-girlfriend. A St. Catherine man who allegedly leaked a video with the sexual content of his former lover has been charged with malicious communication. The accused is 20-year-old driver Eric Vaughn of Daytona, Portmore, St. Catherine. Reports are that in 2022, Vaughn had an intimate relationship with the complainant. He allegedly videotaped their sexual acts. The two eventually separated, and the complainant requested that he deleted the video. On October 11, 2025, she was sent the same video online. She checked and it was posted to a Telegram group called Leaked and Exposed, X-rated 18+. The distraught woman then made a report to the police. An investigation was launched and Vaughn was held. He reportedly gave the police permission to access his cellular phone, and the same video was reportedly found in his phone gallery. Vaughn was subsequently charged. A court date is being finalized for his appearance. Jamaican fishers worried about U.S. military strikes in Caribbean Sea. There are concerns among Jamaican fishers that they could be subjected to military strikes by the United States in the Caribbean Sea. Washington has carried out 4 strikes against alleged drug cartels since September. In the latest deadly strike earlier this month, U.S. officials said an alleged narco-trafficking vessel off the coast of Venezuela was hit, killing all 4 persons on board. Colombian President Gustavo Petro has said that a boat recently bombed by the U.S. was Colombian, with the Colombian citizens inside. The White House called the allegation baseless. Jason, a fisherman in St. Anne, says he and his colleagues are operating in fear of being targeted by the U.S. military while fishing.
Coming from D.C., like late in the evening, I'm worried to my time because you have to drive so fast to come in. You know, you'll probably go 15 to 20 knots and blasting come in, you wonder if any drone will pick you up and shoot you out of the water or something. And same thing with other fishermen, especially on the south side, we go Peacher Bank. I even go further than Peacher Bank, like down Coconut Tree side, which is near the Colombian region. You have fishermen go down there because they have better quality fish down there. So coming up from down that side, you know, you're going through ultra deep water, so fishermen, they have to be careful as well. And they always think about what if they get in a crossfire, get targeted as a drug boat. Because remember, you can't really see what is actually on the boat, you know. You might see a couple ice box, but they don't know what's in the ice box because they can't see what's in there. So there's a possibility chance they probably drugs them out and I shoot it down. Me on the north coast, we go 25 miles out at sea. And we come back in, you know, so we're not itch with the engine, we just a blast engine and come in. And we know that them the something that go on, it kind of make you fearful and nothing want to go so far at sea. You probably go on 5 or some mile out at sea, so you're not near to land.
Meanwhile, Sean Taylor, a fisherman in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth, and the president of the Jamaica Fishermen Cooperative Union, called for the government to have discussions with U.S. authorities to address the safety concerns being expressed by local fishers.
All countries are sovereign, and I think the persons in charge of agriculture, security and such like should have a sit-down talk with them, because if you even doubt the person as a job boat, you bring them in the boat and everything. You can blow up people boat and engine. These things are not cheap things. To put 2 engines on a boat is about approximately $3 million, depends on the size of the boat, and also the boat another $2 million or more. So that is not a joke.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.